Good evening. Good evening. We are back here live with another episode of the Sip and Chat. I hope you guys had an amazing week since the last time I saw you. Tonight, I have the pleasure of having one of our newest authors to Legacy BookBar here with us. Tonight, I have with us author Rene Cheri. Hello, my darling. How are you?
Hello, everyone.
So, how have you been? How's your week been?
Good, busy but good.
Busy keeps us young, I always say. Yay? No? Maybe so?
Yes, definitely, yes.
For sure. So we met Miss Rene at last year's Legacy Book Bar Book Summit. It was our second annual book summit, and we try to correlate it every year with our anniversary. And she was one of the ones that she found us on through a friend that also signed up, and they saw us on Instagram, and they traveled to me far. Where did you? Because I knew Sharana. She was here with us a couple of weeks ago. She came from Iowa, but you came from
South Carolina.
South Carolina and came up 95. And she came up for the whole weekend and hung out with us that weekend. We had such a great time. Before we came on, I was telling her that it's time for me to really start gearing up if we're going to do something similar this year. And the nerves, the stress, the anxiety I had putting last year's together, I'm like, oh my gosh, to do it again. I'm totally going to do it again. Like, I thrive on it. Totally going to do it again. I got some good advice on it. So definitely our third one this year, in person, if the COVID numbers don't get super crazy. Should be really, really fun. So I hope to see some familiar faces and some new faces here in Baltimore in October. So that should be fun. So Rene, tell us let me go back. So tonight we're going to talk to Rene, and we're going to talk to her about her who, what, when, why journey of her writing career. So we have with us Conniption Fit. We are going to talk a little bit, yes, darling. We're going to talk a little bit about this book because we're not going to want to give it away because in 2 weeks, she is going to be back with us, and we are actually going to have her as the guest author for our March book club. So we're going to want to make sure that we save all the nitty gritty for the book club. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to be able to get this book here at Legacy Book Bar. The banner is scrolling across the bottom. So you have the website and you have enough time to purchase this book, receive it, and be ready for, what does it say, March 26th?
26th.
March
yes.
26th? Yes, you have enough time to join us. Rene will be with us briefly on the call, and we are going to talk about this book chapter for chapter. So you're going to want to make sure that you are there with us as we talk about it. Because the one good thing about our book clubs is that we, have fun, and the authors are on the call. So you get to talk to her or him. Why did you kill this character? Oh my gosh, I love this book. Oh my gosh, this scene, I couldn't believe it. And especially with our suspense novels, you trying to figure out who did it before the author tells you who did it. We love those conversations. Rene was with us in February when we had Jay Asmara on, and we talked about her book. And baby, that book club was so much fun. So we like to have that here with us every month. So let's talk about you, my dear, because this is your hour with us. Tell us a little bit, what got you started into writing?
Well, I started writing back as a child. I did creative writing classes back in middle school and high school. I started out writing poetry probably middle school. No, I think it actually was elementary school.
Oh, wow.
That I was writing poetry. And so I've always had a heart for writing and reading. I'm an avid reader. I've probably got over 200 books in my Kindle. And so I've always loved writing and reading. And so that's kind of what got me started was poetry. And then this past year, I finally got the courage to actually start writing a book. And that's how Conniption Fit came about.
Okay, okay. So tell us, because I always ask these of our authors. We always talk about, going self-published versus traditionally published. Tell us, which route did you go?
So I had a publisher, but it was
Okay.
more along the lines of self-publishing. Like she helped me. We still did it on Amazon and
Okay.
published through her, but she helped me through it. And so yes, she is my publisher,
She is
Miss
your publisher.
Makisha
Okay.
Thompson.
Nice, nice. And tell us a little bit, because I know we have a lot of authors that, tune in or watch the rebroadcast, and they always want to know, like, what was your reasoning for going the route that you went?
It was because she was the one that actually introduced it to me. I went to one of her conferences and she was saying how easy it really was to publish a book and it wasn't really that difficult. I'll tell you, I
Mhm.
wrote the title down. I have it still in my notebook back in 2007 for Conniption Fit.
Mhm.
And so I always had it in my mind. I just never put it on paper. And so when I met with her and did her conference, it kind of pushed me, gave me the nudge to go ahead and do it. And since she was there to help me, that's the route I took.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so we have a lot of authors, come on previous. They talk about the creative aspect, not wanting to lose control of their story
Definitely.
writing. The biggest thing, of course, is the money situation. They feel like if they're putting their heart and soul into a story, they want to be able to receive back all of their royalties back, be it
Definitely.
from a bookstore or from Amazon. Do you feel the same way?
Somewhat. Like, well, see, actually, I self-published, but we self-published through Amazon, so I did use Amazon.
Okay.
Um, but still, yeah, definitely, it's hard work writing a book, and it's a lot of work that goes into it. So, of course, you want to try to make your money off of your work. So, I,
Absolutely.
I do agree with that. But of course, some people don't have the they don't know really that it's out there to self-publish, and even that is not. I say easy, but it's not. It takes work.
Mm-hmm.
But some people don't have the time, or they don't know how to go about doing that. So going the route through a publisher is fine.
Absolutely. So I always tell people that it's different avenues of publishing. Of course, you have the more traditionally published routes where you write the story, you send it, and then they take care of your marketing and they take care of pushing your books out. And then wherever they tell you to go, as far as, pop up shops or sip and chats or book clubs, wherever to sell to push your book, you go where they tell you. But then you also have the self-publishing where they work the same as traditionally published companies, but they don't retain your rights to your stories. They just help you with editing. They help you with formatting. They help you to get, what do you call it, illustrators or graphic designers to lay out your covers for you. They help you with all of that, so then when you're ready to hit publish via Amazon or what's the other one, I'm having a total mind
Barnes and
blank.
Nobles.
Barnes and Nobles, I feel like it's another one, but I totally forgot. But it's definitely other resources to use to get your books out there, and they help you get your books out. I always tell authors, because we get asked a lot, does Legacy BookBar publish? Absolutely not. That is not that is not an avenue I want, because I am friends with quite a few publishers and I see the headache that they go through, and the time crunch of getting things out. That's just not my. I just want to read. I want to sell them and I want to read. That's all I want to do here. And and sitting in this seat allows me to do that. But again, we are affiliated with some very talented publishing houses that can definitely get your books in the right direction. I'd say that to say is, please, 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 if you are aspiring or if you're looking to jump ship either way, be it traditionally to self or self to traditionally, please do your homework on what best suits you. Um, is the worst thing is to get your book out and you're a self-published author, and then you're looking like, well, how come the publishers didn't do A, B, and C? Because that's not what self-publishers do.
Yes.
You're responsible for that. That's a traditionally publishing house that will do that. And now you're stuck because you have no idea how to market. Got to
Yes.
be careful with
Yes.
that.
Yes.
How are you navigating with the whole marketing and social media, and how's that going for you?
I'm learning, and definitely it is a lot. And I'm going mostly through social media and word of mouth, and
Mm-hmm.
then now, of course, Legacy BookBar. And
Yay.
so I've kind of took that route. I posted a lot, talked to a
Mm-hmm.
lot of friends. I got a lot of family and friends support. The
Mm-hmm.
first week my book went live, and um, pop-up shops, local and far. I have been attending, and yeah, just getting it out there.
Yeah, that's I always tell authors that the world is so huge, and if you are like me, also an avid reader, there is space in this brain to read lots and lots of books. And I will read, and this is a really good book, I will then reread the story because I know how good the books are. Don't be afraid to branch out, because once your whole family has bought your book, once all your coworkers have bought the book, once all your friends have bought the book, who's left? You
Yeah.
have to be comfortable with branching out and putting your work out there. And this is why we're so thankful that we have her here with us. And we hope to do great things with this here story. Um, so don't be afraid to step out, and take that leap of faith in getting your books out there. I know myself, I think I've signed up for at least 2 pop-up shops in the next few weeks, just to continue to get Legacy's name out there, because of course, as much as people see Legacy, they'll see Rene, and they'll
Yes.
see JSMAR, and they'll see Serendipity, and then, like, as much as I can get that name out there, and of course in a positive manner, more and more people will be like, oh, she had this book, oh, let me go here, and spreading that word out.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We have to, because it's not a lot of us out. It's a lot of us, but not a lot of us. Where it used to be mid to early to mid 90s, with the amount of either with black owned bookstores. We're slowly creeping back out there. I think the last count for black owned bookstores was close to 200, if it hadn't crossed that line yet. So we're getting back up there. So definitely, I tell everyone, research your bookstores in your surrounding areas. If not in your state, go 2 states above and behind you, because you'd be surprised how many black owned bookstores are out there. And one of the good things is they feature authors like Miss Rene out there.
Yeah.
So it's, you never know what gift of gold, a diamond that you'll find in that bookstore. So definitely make sure you hit up those black owned bookstores as you are in your everyday life. So Rene, talk to us a little bit about Conniption Fit. What's going on in this story?
So, conniption fit, first of all, the title itself, conniption fit, means a fit of rage or an outburst
Mm-hmm.
after being fed up with something. So, that is the main set of my book. And it is actually 3 short stories in this book. And it's 3 women going through 3 completely different
Mm-hmm.
problems in life, but they're at their breaking point. And so, it is how they handle it going through. And I try to touch on um, I'm a nurse, or I'm a nurse practitioner by profession. So I tried to hit important subjects on mental health. and addictions and stuff like that. So all my stories circulate around that, and how not only the main characters, but the other characters that are involved handle these situations, because we need to bring awareness to these topics, and not only in all communities, but in the Black community, because it's always brushed under the rug. So that
Mm-hmm.
is my focus, and that's Conniption Fit.
All right, guys. So you heard it here. 3 short stories in one. Um, it's going to be some doozies. So, question: do the stories intertwine with one another, or they're just 3 separate short stories?
They do. They all they do. They all intertwine. They will There is a common ground in all of them, that they may not all at the same time, but at one time or another, all the characters have been in the same place.
Nice. Okay. And one of our comments says "Nursing for the Win" with Miss Naja Barrett.
Yay!
She is an RN here in Maryland, and she is a huge advocate for the
Yes.
nursing field. So thank you so much, darling, for joining in with us tonight. So Rene, tell us, in your journey of writing, what's some of the tools and tips you would give an aspiring author?
Research, research, research.
Sure.
As you said earlier, I went into this not really knowing much, except, some of the tools I learned in the workshop that I did. And
Mm-hmm.
so I am still learning. This is a learning process. And so you have to do your research. You have to be serious about your work. And you also, as you said, advertising is everything. Nobody's going to pick it up if you're not getting it out there. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to work hard at it, and you have to research.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
Um,
also, oh,
mhm.
sorry, I was going to say,
No.
you have to, as a writer, at least I know for me, you don't
Mm-hmm.
have much time. And so it's finding time to do this. So you do have to stay focused, and you have to push yourself. Otherwise, it'll sit on the shelf for years, and will sit in a notebook or in your mind for years, and you will never get it done. So
Oh,
yes.
for sure, for sure. So what type of tools did you use to, like, do you outline? Do you kind of just do you write from, all right, I know here's a title, but I'm gonna start with the end because I know how I want the end to go, and then I'll go backwards.
I just write. I do not outline. I kind of had an idea where I wanted this story to go in the beginning, and it did not go there at all. I'm the type of writer that I will just write for hours, because it's all, and I have to get it out. And then I'm shifting, I'm moving. The first story, I cut out just about majority of it and started all over again.
Oh, wow.
And so as I'm writing, it just comes to me.
Okay, all right. We love those type of stories, because that means we really going to get the grittiness of the story, and I am excited to read this and talk about this on March 26th in depth when we do our March Book of the Month Club. That's going to be exciting. Um, so if another author came, was like, "Hey, Rene, I have some." I don't know why my son decided at this moment that he needed something. Son, we are totally live. Yes, I can help you. Yes, AJ. We do this every Friday at 8 o'clock. I don't know why now we wanted a popsicle. She just got the popsicle. Can't tell you no in the middle of a broadcast. Just got a popsicle.
It's okay. I'm used to it. I got kids, and I work in pediatrics. So
See, it's just like a mom's job. Never done, people. Middle of a broadcast, they still ask for popsicles.
yes.
It's great. I've completely lost my train of thought. I have to get it back. Where was I? Someone help me. Where was I? Oh, well, it's gone. I'm not gonna get it back.
I'm not sure, because you were starting somewhere else completely. I think you were coming out from another area, so I don't know.
I don't remember either. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. Yeah, I got nothing.
You were saying about other authors. If another author, and then you stop there.
Thank you. If another if an aspiring author came up to you and was like, I really, really want to get the story out, but I'm not sure, like, what kind of like words of encouragement would you give that author?
Oh, to just write. And I've had that question several times already. You
Mm,
just write. Get it out on paper first, because as you said, all the other stuff can help you with, but it's your story. So you've got to write your story. If
mhm.
you can get it down on paper or on your computer, somebody else can format it, put it together, and all of that is doable, but you got to get it out your mind and get it on paper.
Oh, for sure. I think that's been the common theme from a lot of the previous authors. They say just write, like
Yes.
get it out. And I know a lot of them, like they do not regret their stories. I think some of them might regret the time frame or the length of time it took for them to get the story out. But
Yes.
all good things come to those that wait, they always say. So I know there are stories came out when the world was ready for these stories to come out.
Yes.
And now, especially in this whole what was it? As soon as COVID happened in 2020, everybody was on, Black literature and reading all Black books and supporting as many Black owned businesses as you can. So
Yes.
everyone that was getting their stories out or pushing their older books out, like now is a perfect time because again, not everyone is really going outside as much. People still have to be, leery of COVID.
Yes.
Um, I am okay, and I've learned to adapt to the COVID world, but crowds still kind of like, oh my god, it's crowded. It's COVID. Oh my god, go in the house. Then I'm outside with you, so me saying go in the house, it sounds kind of crazy, but I totally get it. And you just have to learn how to adapt. But now's definitely the time in this movement, get those stories out there. And
Yes,
this
yes,
isn't coming from a bookstore owner. This is just coming from a person that likes to read and is seeing the movement on Black literature, no matter what your genre is. Get it out now.
yes, yes,
Write it, write it, write it, write it, write it, write it for sure. Um, and then if you don't know exactly where to go, what to do, there are so many resources
yes,
available. I know when I started the bookstore, I had absolutely no idea, no clue whatsoever on how I was going to, like, there's no person. There's no, like, can't go to Barnes and Noble like, yeah, can you help me open up a bookstore? Like, they're gonna look at you and laugh you out of the store. So I had to do a lot of research on Google. I actually became really good friends, like I said, with 3 publishers, um, just to get information. And I'm still learning from them from the author aspect of story writing, and now kind of getting a picture. So I really now appreciate the stories that I read because I'm like, oh, you self-published. I know exactly where you went to. Let me make sure I leave that review. And FYI, be it wherever you purchase a book, if it's on Amazon or if it's through Legacy, please make sure that you leave a review. Those
yes,
reviews are key, people. I know before me, I was really bad before I started Legacy. I didn't understand the importance of a review. And I'm like, I get to the end of the book, let me go to the next story. And
yes.
I never understood. So now it's like, as I'm coming up on books I've read, 2, 3, 4 years ago, I'm like, shoot, didn't leave a review. Let me go back.
That's what I'm working on now too. Going back through my Kindle and leaving. I never left reviews in all honesty, and I did not understand the importance of it until I became an author. So I
Mhm.
am too doing that, going through
Yes.
and leaving reviews now.
Reviews is money to authors if you purchase through Amazon. So please, 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 if you purchase through Amazon, make sure that these authors get all of their coins that they possibly can. Okay. I know it might sound crazy, mentioning Amazon, but hey, we promote multiple streams of income for our authors. So I am not the only source of revenue when it comes to their books. So they might have them at other bookstores. They're having them at Barnes and Nobles. So you don't, and I cannot think of that other publishing company that has the books like Amazon. It's going to drive me nuts. We're going to finish this broadcast and I'm going to go halfway to sleep and it's going to hit me what it was I was trying to think about. And I'm going to be real mad. It's going to be real funny. And I'm going to text you and be like, oh, girl, this is what I was talking about. It's going to be really crazy. It happens all the time. Like I'm saying, reviews are important. So definitely just make sure you leave a review. It's very important to our authors, such as Rene.
Here. Yes.
So,
did we lose Menina? I think we lost her.
yeah, I hit a button. I don't even know how I hit a button. You would think I would need a whole nap to get through today. This is unbelievable. I'm so sorry. But we're back because technology is great and it brought me. Nope, we're here. My mom said she's gone. Nope. We got her back, Mom. We're good to go. We're still here. We're still here. We got our book.
Yes,
I'm still sipping because clearly either I sipped enough or I have sipped way too much. I haven't figured that part out yet. But we're good. We're still here. So with that, I always say, after, wait, go back. Before I start with that question, what's coming up for you in 2022 or 2023? Are we getting some new books coming your way?
Yes. I'm working on a few. I know at least one will be out 2022. I don't know about the rest, but I am working. I'm working on one of the sequels to Conniption Fit. It's called Imperfect Fit. And it's featuring one of the characters, or it's a spin-off of one of the characters in the second story in Conniption Fit.
Is this going to be full length as well?
This one will be full length, yes.
Nice. So I can't wait till we get to the book club, because once we get to the book club, I'm gonna try to guess who's gonna get the sequel, and then you tell me if I'm right on my guess. So if you want to know which character is going to be featured for the full-length book and the second story, you're going to have to purchase the book and come to the book club. That's the only way you're going to find out, if you're going to find out before everybody else.
Yes.
That's how we do it here, people. So you got to be part of the book club to find out what's going on. So, that is exciting to hear. I cannot wait to dive back into Conniption Fit. I'm so excited. Rene, you were great here. I saw on your Facebook post, you said this was your first podcast. So I hope you had some fun here with us.
I have.
You are becoming a seasoned vet here with us. You did the book summit. You were a guest on someone else's book club. You're having your own book club. You had your podcast tonight. You are becoming a seasoned vet here with us. Moms, who is here every Friday, said bring on the book club. So we are excited. Her and I are a lot alike, and we have our notepads ready with our questions. My mom is going to have all of her emojis already drawn and ready to go. We have someone that says, yes, cousins.
Hey, cousin.
Welcome to the podcast. Hey, Desiree, if you are available, make sure that you hop on. It is free and it's open to friends and family of the author. So if you are available, make sure that you jump in on the book club in 2 weeks. We would love to have you. If you're watching tonight, definitely make sure that you share tonight's broadcast. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube simultaneously, so you can watch it live, of course, and or share and watch the rebroadcast on any of those two platforms. We have one that says already reading and excited. Yes. When she joins us in March, that will be her first book club with us. So we are excited for our first timers, because first timers become lifelong people here for Legacy and love our book clubs. So we are excited to have her join us. Tonight was great. You were great. I'm so excited and so
Thank
happy
you.
for you, and so glad that you chose Legacy to house your story. So, I always ask my authors this, that, when they look back over their lives and they look at, all of the lives that they've touched, and, the countless books that they will write over the course of their life, you're going to sit back and you're going to think about it, and you're going to be like, oh, this was so great. And then you have to ask yourself, what do you want? What do I want my legacy to be? Answer that question for me.
Ooh, what do I want my legacy to be? Not just to be a great author, but an inspiring author. I want my work remembered for touching someone and making someone's life better.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us here. Hang out with us a little bit. We got a couple of updates that we want to share with everyone. To our audience, thank you so much for joining us here for another episode of the Sip and Chat. If you haven't purchased Conniption Fit, but how could you not? But you have time to do it. LegacyBookBar.com has her book here in stock. So you can go ahead and purchase that book and be in time for her book club March 26th from 12 p to 3 p Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to talk about these 3 stories in depth. So we have some updates to share. I try to keep things, spicy. I try to keep things fun here at Legacy Book Bar. So, every month we always have our book club. So we've already discussed March. April, we have Gerald Johnson that's going to join us in April. You've seen him a couple of times on the Sip and Chat. We are going to talk about his novel, Alabama Sunrise. And this is a gritty family tale on what is done in the dark definitely comes to light. And this story will definitely have you on the edge of your seat. So make sure that you're here with us in April. I want to say his date is April 23rd, but you know me, make sure you just go on social media and make sure I'm right with those dates. But I'm pretty sure it's April 23rd. And then in May, to round out spring, we are going to have Cassandra Charles here with us, and we are going to discuss her first book in her 6-book series. So that is some great news as far as book club. So you have some reading to do. And of course, we all know where you can get those stories from at legacybookbar.com. So on a lighter note, Legacy Book Bar is hosting their very first webinar. So Legacy Book Bar is hosting a webinar with Divine Legacy Publishing. So for all of our aspiring and established authors, we are going to be plotting and planning for that next story. And the good thing about this webinar, when you sign up, it is $35. You get a whole book with your webinar, and it will get you from the front cover to the back cover of your synopsis of your story, and we are going to take you through everything. Amanda Chambers, CEO of Divine Legacy, will be teaching you everything you need to know to get your book published. So, plotting got you stressed? Join best-selling author, writing coach, and self-publishing guru Amanda Chambers for the only writing webinar you'll ever need. Based on writing her book, Plotting and Planning, this webinar will help you on your writing journey from concept to completion, including how to solidify your plot, develop your characters, create your settings, and plan for your book's release from marketing to print. Each participant will receive a copy of Plotting and Planning with their paid subscription of $35. Spots are limited and available until March 2022. So you're going to want to make sure that you secure that spot. Now, how many webinars have you subscribed to and you get a whole entire book as your textbook for you to write and to plot that story? So you are going to want to be here with us April the 9th, starting at noon, and we're going to take you through the whole process. So you're going to want to make sure that you sign up. I have posted things on my personal as well as Legacy BookBar's Facebook page. So you are going to want to make sure that you sign up as soon as possible while supplies and space last. What better way to end the night, right? I gave you the resources that you needed to get that next book out. We are excited to read the newest book of the month. We had a great night here with author Rene Cheri. Hey, our job here is done, everybody. It was so great to have you here with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for all the support.
Absolutely. Those are my fake drums and flick. I love it. So you are going to want to make sure that you are here next Friday, because next Friday is another episode of Legacy BookBar Sip and Chat. You guys have a great night. You stay safe out there. COVID is still outside, so still wear your mask. I don't care what the mandates say. It's not optional. Still wear your mask. Okay? And I will see you guys next week with another episode of the Sip and Chat. You guys have a great night.